Battle through the firmament. Great world. Chapter 482. Shi Tianxian was shocked. This is the true form of the Golden Emperor Phoenix Heavenly Flame. The Monic Flame is truly worthy of being called a sacred object of a great world. It is simply seizing the fortune of the heaven and earth. It is simply too powerful. Xiao Huan stood beside Shaoyan and looked at the huge golden phoenix in front of him, praising it in a low voice. Shaoyan looked at the golden phoenix in front of him in shock. Currently, there were 3 types of Monic Flame in his body. He had seen the true form of the 3 kinds of Monic Flame. Refining Monic Haitian was a vast ocean. The 3,000 lightning Monic Flames were a golden lightning dragon, and the Chaos Great Monic Flame was an endless void. However, this was the first time he had seen a huge golden phoenix like the Golden Emperor Phoenix Heavenly Flame. Crack! The huge golden phoenix that was temporarily sealed by Xiao Huan let out a loud and clear phoenix cry when it saw the 2 of them. The phoenix cry seemed to penetrate through layers of space and headed straight for the outside world. Shaoyan's mind suddenly trembled. His consciousness was about to scatter. If it wasn't for the defense of Xiao Huan's origin key, just this strike was enough to cause his body to explode and die. How can he be so powerful? After recovering from his shock, Shaoyan looked at the giant golden phoenix in disbelief. The Golden Emperor Phoenix Heavenly Flame was merely a Monic Flame ranked 22nd, but it actually possessed such might. It's not simple, otherwise, the elders of the Xiao clan wouldn't have come out. Upon hearing this, Xiao Huan smiled and looked at the golden phoenix with a serious expression. In order to seal this phoenix, he had used up more than half of his origin key. There is a strict hierarchy between Monic Flames. I heard from the Great Elder that you have 2 types of Monic Flames in your hands. I think you should be able to suppress them. Xiao Huan stroked his red beard and said uncertainly. Let me try. Shaoyan was also quite curious about the Golden Emperor Phoenix Heavenly Flame. Although the Chaos Great Monic Flame and the 3,000 Lightning Monic Flames were ranked at the bottom, Shaoyan still possessed refining Monic Haitian. The combined power of the 3 types of Monic Flames wouldn't be much weaker than the Golden Emperor Phoenix Heavenly Flame. As he spoke, Shaoyan flipped his palm and a crimson gold flame appeared in his palm. Around the flame, there were traces of lightning. At the center of the flame, a strange blue color quietly emerged. Buzz! The moment Shaoyan took out the Monic Flame, the huge golden phoenix seemed to have sensed something. Its cold eyes suddenly looked at Shaoyan, and through the layers of space, it stared at the Monic Flame in Shaoyan's hand. In an instant, Shaoyan felt as if he had been seen through. Something's not right. The Heavenly Flame of the Golden Emperor is only ranked 22nd. It isn't much higher than refining Monic Haitian. How can it be so terrifying? Shaoyan's body quivered. He looked at the giant golden phoenix in front of him with surprise. His heart moved. He suddenly looked at the abdomen of the giant golden phoenix. There was a strange light flickering quietly there. That stone. Senior, can you tell what it is? Taking a deep breath, Shaoyan stared at the belly of the giant golden phoenix and asked in a soft voice. The thing that the old ancestor picked up was something that not many elders in the past could see. How could I possibly discover it? Xiao Huan was stunned for a moment, then he let out a bitter laugh. He had also suspected that the Golden Emperor Phoenix Heavenly Flame had something to do with this strange rock at the same time, but there was nothing he could do about it. I'm going to unseal it now. If there's anything unusual, tell me immediately. Glancing at Shaoyan, Xiao Huan didn't have the patience to wait any longer. He told Shaoyan and then moved his hands. Powerful origin Monic Kiss rushed out of his 10 fingers like sharp swords and formed a strange formation in the space in front of him. Shaoyan held his breath and focused his mind. The Monic Flames wrapped around his body and carefully sensed the changes in his surroundings. However, for some reason, the former's heart started to palpitate. Swoosh! As the last origin key surged out, the space in front of him suddenly shattered. The golden giant phoenix's figure became even more lifelike as it appeared in front of Shaoyan. Every single phoenix feather on the former's body was clearly visible. Hong! The instant the spatial barrier shattered, Xiaoyan's facial expression changed. The monic flame on his body roared uncontrollably. The giant golden phoenix in front of him raised its head and cried out. The giant golden wings spread out abruptly, like an eagle that had broken free from its restraints. It shot up into the sky along the crystal-like tower. In its abdomen, the originally quiet and flickering light suddenly became brighter and brighter. It was an intense blazing light. It caused Xiao Huan's eyes to light up. Not good. Xiao Huan's expression changed when he saw the giant golden phoenix trying to break free. All the origin kiss on his body burst out, stirring up the endless space around him. Through the crystal tower, they turned into countless huge hands that grabbed at the golden phoenix. Screech! The golden phoenix didn't even look at the huge hands that were chasing after it. It only cared about flying upwards. Just as the giant hand was about to grab the former, the spirit stone on the giant golden phoenix's abdomen shot out rays of dazzling lightning, causing the giant hands to shatter. How is this possible? Xiao Huan's expression changed when he saw this. His strength had far exceeded that of an ordinary heavenly sovereign. With just a single strike, he was actually defeated by a few lightning bolts. We can't let this bastard escape. After regaining his senses, Xiao Huan gritted his teeth and grabbed Xiaoyan, who was standing beside him. The space behind him shook, and Xiao Huan took a step forward. The two of them had already disappeared without a trace. Swoosh! In the hall, while many elders were anxiously waiting, a golden light suddenly shot up from the crystal tower in front of them, straight at the top. What's going on? Before everyone could react, Xiao Huan had already appeared in the main hall with Xiaoyan. Seeing the giant golden phoenix rushing towards the top of the hall, Xiao Huan could not help but relax. The main hall was protected by a formation. The top of the hall had an indestructible and powerful formation. Even a heavenly sovereign's all-out attack wouldn't be able to reach the top of the hall. Not to mention this monic flame. Xiaoyan raised his head and looked at the giant golden phoenix rushing up to the top of the palace in shock. He saw that the light on the phoenix's abdomen was getting brighter and brighter, causing his heart to palpitate even more intensely. For a moment, all the elders present looked at the sky above the crystal tower, waiting for the giant golden phoenix to be struck down by the formation. Crack! Just as the golden giant phoenix was about to touch the roof of the palace, a slight cracking sound was suddenly heard by everyone, as if it was earth-shattering. In the next moment, the top of the ancient hall, which had the history of Xiao clan for countless years, exploded. Screech! After breaking through the roof of the palace, the giant golden phoenix faced the sky and let out a sharp cry. Before the sound could be heard, the giant figure of the former suddenly turned into countless golden lightning bolts and dissipated. In the place where the giant golden phoenix was located, a pitch-black space that penetrated deep into the bone marrow strangely appeared. The formation has been destroyed. How is this possible? All the elders rushed out of the hall. Some of the longtime elders looked at the roof of the hall and spoke in a pained voice. Swoosh swoosh. The pitch-black spatial zone continued to heal. Everyone looked at the spot where the giant golden phoenix had disappeared. Xiaoyan stood in midair and looked at the gradually healing pitch-black spatial zone. A layer of uneasiness suddenly surged in his heart. Rumble. As soon as the pitch-black spatial zone healed, one after another, explosive sounds rang out in the air, as if it was earth-shattering. At the same time, the wind and clouds in the sky were stirred. Boundless clouds were surging crazily, turning into the appearance of a giant phoenix. Natural phenomenon. This is. The great elder was dumbstruck. His eyes stared intently at the center of the clouds. At that spot, a spirit stone had suddenly exploded. A ray of bright light shot out from within. Buzz! The ray of light was like a human figure as it shot out from the spirit stone. Under everyone's gaze, the ray of light dissipated and grew with the wind, revealing a human appearance. Chapter end. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.